What are the 5 things that actually happen when a physician sells their practice? Welcome, it's Doc Dynasty, and this is Dr. Poe Ravel, 35 years in practice, and here to help physicians maintain their autonomy. So 5 things, let's talk about them. Number 1, when you sell your practice to a private equity group, a hospital system, or a large multi-specialty practice, the first thing that happens is it becomes instead of being a patient-based practice, it becomes a revenue-focused practice. So what that means is these big organizations are not focusing on the outcomes of patient care. All they care about when they buy your practice is, can I turn this practice into a revenue-making machine where profits and money become the focus of the buying of that practice. This is why they tell you 2-3 years, nothing will change. Well, we'll talk about what does change when they cannot turn your practice around to a profit maker. Number 2, loss of autonomy. So, as physicians sell their practices, and as many of you are already finding out, is that once you join a big organization, you are required to only refer to those in that organization, only write prescriptions to medications that are covered within that organization, even if you find there are better medications and better referrals for your patients out there. This is strictly enforced, and it is one of the reasons they will get rid of you if you do not stay in network. So you lose the autonomy to make your own decisions about the care you're going to give, who you're going to refer to, and where you're going to prescribe and what drugs you're going to prescribe. Number 3, so financial conditions. Medscape, among many other organizations, have found that the reason physicians sell their practice is because there are rising costs, costs for maintaining a practice, rising costs for buying products, rising costs for all the billing and other things that you need in a practice. But when you sell, what you're expecting is that now someone takes over all these costs and they just pay you a salary and you're peach keen with that. What they're finding is that that's not necessarily so. They're telling you that 2 to 3 years you have to stay. That's not a random number. That's nearly every organization, because they want to see if you can see more patients, because they're taking out all the management part of your practice. If you see more patients, you refer more things in network so that the network makes more money. And 3 years into it, if they cannot turn you around or the practice they bought around, they're going to let you go. So you're in a worse financial position than if you stayed. Because now all of a sudden, 3 years later, you've lost your patients, you've lost your revenue, and you have no job. So conditions are worsening. Rising costs to patients. So we're all promised that, hey, we're providing all these resources for you, the doctor, sell to us, we can manage it better. What we're finding is by basing your new practice, your private equity group, hospital group, large multi-specialty practice, those groups are putting revenue in front of patients. So when they bill for patient care, that patient is being billed for a facility fee, a higher visit fee, and then a treatment fee. So if a patient comes into our office, we have an office visit fee and a treatment fee. That office visit fee is higher for a hospital or private equity-based company. Plus there's the facility fee. Plus there's the treatment fee. So patient costs are going up. And lastly, there is definitely a decline in care. Many groups have already studied this. And the quality of care that you're being promised when you join these groups for patients is definitely going down. Access is not as easy. Everything is digital. You can't see your doctor for 2 to 3 months. Very, very strict on who they will take. High risk groups are pretty much put off, like cardiac and organ issues. Those patients are given longer and longer follow-up dates. So decline in the quality of patient care for sure. So those are the 5 things that happen when you consider selling your practice or you're forcibly selling your practice. And that is, it goes from, once again, recap goes to not patient-based care, but revenue-based care. Physicians lose their autonomy in prescribing, in treating, and referrals. You, the physician's financial position could be worse if you're fired and can't keep up with the strict rules of these companies. Patient costs are going up, and finally a decline in the quality of care. So think twice before you sell your practice, and hopefully more and more people are coming back after the 3 years into private practice. So I hope this is helpful. And again, Doc Dynasty completely committed to keeping physician autonomy. In the link, I have written a book that makes it very easy to transition back or transition for the first time into private practice.